Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of this tournament. So I went in with the same teams that I used for my other 3 matches, these now against DMG Emperor. As you can see, I went into a significantly more difficult front line with this first team already losing 2 of my kind of strong contender monsters to make this front line work to Stealth Bane and Stealth Break from Guardian and Aquamarai. And I'm just going to tell you right now, the rest of this battle is just like a bloodbath. If any of you have played against me before, you may know that, I don't know if I'm notorious for this, but this is something I do rather frequently, is as I'm in the middle of playing a game, I will like swipe out of the app to go type something in Discord about the game while the game is still happening. And I don't know of anybody else that does that. So like when I friendly battle PvP people, they'll like come back to a battle from like 6 messages from me. One message is like, you got so lucky with that sleep, or like, oh man, I can't believe that killed, or stuff like that, talking about stuff that happened like at the very beginning of the battle and they're seeing at the end. But this match, I swiped out of the app and I went to the Discord of my team, the Discord server that my team had, and I was like, guys, I'm getting creamed. I'm getting absolutely destroyed out here. It's really bad. But, you know, that's just what happens sometimes in this game. You can't expect to win everything all the time. And this was just a good example of that. Also, you know, I fully am aware that this wasn't the strongest team in the world. And I could make better teams. And I never do. And I feel like people comment on that. They're like, oh, you know, like, Evan, you should try this, or your team would be better if you did this. And like the thing is, I know what would make my teams better, and I can make a team and I can go and try it out and I can analyze. I've been playing this game long enough to know like, oh, that didn't work, so here's what I can do to fix it. But that's less fun to me. I don't really need to explain this, but I love just taking stuff that shouldn't work and making it work. And that's just really fun to me. So that's kind of what this team was. It wasn't the best. It wasn't perfect, but it happened. And that's just how I enjoy playing the game. But in this instance, it didn't work, and that's okay. This was also kind of my first introduction to Redybug and kind of how good he is, him and Goldois. Like, I'm kicking myself. As you all know, I'm very busy and I don't really have time to make videos, because I don't really have time to get on the game, but I still like try my absolute best to at least be active during like ranked PvP, so I could just like log on, play a couple matches, get top 1,000, and just get the new monster. And I didn't get Redybug because that was back when I thought top 3,000 got the new monster, but that's for Ultimate Challenge. So I'm just really sad that I missed out on that one. Anyway, on to match 2. I'm using my Crystal Worm team, of course, my regular PvP team. Everybody knows it, against this Garden Fairy frontline. I remember with this one specifically, the way this tournament was set up, I don't know if I explained the rules, but it's you get matched up against 2 opponents each round, and you just play 3 battles with that opponent. There's not really any team restrictions. It's just kind of free-for-all, but I tried to not use many repeats just because I think that's more fun. I like to vary my playstyle and vary my teams. But the thing about that, and the thing about being me, is like everybody knows my Crystal Worm team at this point. And I was talking to the team captain of this match after the match, and he's like, oh, I knew you'd use the Crystal Worm second, you know, like so predictable. And honestly, okay. I mean, it's just kind of unavoidable when you're somebody like me who plays a lot and then uploads what they played to a platform where other people can see, to a very niche audience of a relatively niche game that like only people that play the game are going to watch. Like, people are going to know, oh, this is the guy that uses Crystal Worms, and it's not like I try and hide it. So, you know, it's fine. It's not like people are going to set for me during ranked. Like, I'm not trying to grind for first place, and nobody's going to be like specifically running Wave Tail just so I get destroyed. Like, that's just kind of part of being me, and I enjoy it. This match was one of my first encounters of Ladai Faith, which is how I say that monster's name. And I think he's really good. I think he's super cool. I think I was kind of sad that I waited for Rune Dragon so long, and one of the big reasons I liked Rune Dragon is because it was a Shadow Elm Accelerate, and I use Shadow so often, I knew I would use it, and then within a couple weeks, maybe months, I don't remember what the time frame was, but within a certain small amount of time of years of waiting for Rune Dragon and then getting him, and then a little while later, Ladai Faith comes out, and it's oh, another featured anniversary monster with LM Accelerate for Shadow. Just kind of funny timing here. But looking now, I've got 8 monsters left, and he's got 12. So things aren't looking great. But I think the end game of this team is sort of where its strength comes from. I'm waiting for Corellius to wake up, but I know he's charged. I've got a charged Husking. He's got a lot of camo. As I can see, he's got the Willow Worm, he's got the Bauble Basher, he's got Vixie next in line. The Stun Flash is going to hurt. This Bauble Basher is going to hurt pretty bad. Just praying for my Corellius to wake up. But I think he actually goes for the Slayer Bane on Corellius. And because of, I think he's boosted, or maybe it's just Pandrenorca and Slayer Bane not being a very good move. But Slayer Bane doesn't kill Bauble Basher, so Bauble Basher is able to also take out my Husking. Raw Chrono Killer just barely doesn't kill Vixie, but I'm able to charge Blood Crave on Draco Rosa, puts him to sleep, but I think that's okay. Because, Nova Drake's not charged, but I kill the Willow Worm. This Chrono Killer doesn't quite get Wilhelmina to death range, but the Bloodthirst from Death Gazer does, because I poisoned her already. He gives turn to the Taffy Nix, and that double Dream Hunt is going to let him take out Draco Rosa or Nova Drake. He goes for Nova Drake, who I don't think was charged. I think Nova Drake only had 1 kill, so maybe that was a good move, maybe not. He's gotten awakened to Polonus, and I'm like, oh boy, how are we going to make this work? Because I knew Chrono Killer wasn't going to kill Maple Dragon just because high defense, Earth Legendary, but I'm able to get 2 turns in, so I can take him out. I'm not scared of Tricranium, so I go for the Kinslayer to take off the shield. I lose Pandrenorca to Stealth Bane. I poison Tricranium. This match, I do remember this ending. This was crazy. So things are coming, really coming down. I do Poison Touch and Blood Crave. I Poison Touch so that I could do Bloodthirst afterwards, because just in case the Blood Crave for Malwing didn't kill, I wanted to have a little extra help. And that Link Deathstroke was so clutch, because if it didn't hit Tricranium could have double Hellfire Mortared my Death Gazer and my Malwing, and I would have lost. So that was total RNG, but it pulled out for me in the end by killing the Tricranium, which the Death Revenge killed off my Yin Yang, but it didn't matter. I was able to clean up there. Final team, unfortunately, this is my Link Water team, and I come across, I think it's League Storm. I don't remember what else he has in the team, but 2 very strong Storm monsters in the front line, and I have to get through this Protector. So looks like he's just running a couple of Storm monsters in the front, not necessarily a Link team, but still a very strong team nonetheless, with the double energy charge into Rex Terminator and Rex Terminator's load and charge. The double hitting doing a ton against me, but I get this payback killer on Tricranium. Rex Terminator gets the turn from Grizzleguard. I see Centurion next in line. Luckily my Sataskagon is here, but I think he just goes for the Laser Blast, right? He does not. Overwatch and Protect. No worries, I can handle that. Thinking about what I'm going to do here, I want to make sure I have Sataskagon on the field when Centurion enters. But looking back, I also maybe should have gone for something else, just because I know as soon as Centurion enters, he's going to Purify, so maybe it was a waste to spend my Raw Hypnotize like that. He comes in, He's going to Purify. He's going to probably Night Watch. Yep. And I did forget. I do this a lot. I put stun absorbers in the front line, and then I forget they're stun absorbers, and I put another stun absorber too early in the team, so I always end up getting double stunned. This happens a lot with, like, XYZ and somebody else. I always forget that somebody else is a stun absorber, so I have XYZ in there with the other monster, and then I go into a match, and they're running, I don't know, like Heaven's Worm in the front line, and they stun flash, and I'm like, oh, shoot. I just lost 2 of my monsters to stun. Just kind of a silly mistake I tend to make. But it's okay, you know. We're pushing through. Not much I can do against a Centurion, especially against this team. Kind of gonna destroy me here. I'm a big personal fan of Gandalf Frog in the mid game. I feel like with Mortar monsters, you want to use them in the front line just because of the way their setup works and everything. But like I said, I'm an unconventional player. It's just kind of funny to have like little Gandalf Frog enter and then load in the middle of a match. I don't know. Just something about it makes me happy. But as you can see here, things are not going well. He's got 8 reinforcements. I have 2. I don't really have any entrances. My Link Storm isn't going to be able to do much. His Link Storm kind of shredded through my front line, especially with that Centurion Night Watch. But, you know, I got to use Turbo Tusk Twin Bomb. That was my first time using that move. Didn't do much, but yeah. So that's going to do it for this video. I obviously lost these 2 of the 3 matches. Shout out to DMG Emperor for the good games. It was fun. I don't even remember if my team won this tournament. It's been so long. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed these matches. Hope you enjoy me talking. Crystal Worms forever and always. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.